This Tier 9 heavy tank is known as the E75, a German beast at that. I honestly feel that if you move this vehicle up a tier, it would do just as fine. And that's because it really is such a strong Tier 9 vehicle. First of all, if you take a look at the gun, it's pretty good. It's got .344 dispersion, but it deals 460 average damage. That's more than most Tier 10 heavies at that. It's got decent damage per minute, sitting at 2100. The penetration on the standard at 258 is great. The premium pen at 327 is more than most Tier 10 heavies. It's also very, very good, especially judging that it shoots APCR. The HE on this tank dealing 600 damage. Whew, don't want to mess with that. And as well, this thing comes with 8 degrees of gun depression. It pretty much has it all for the gun characteristics. Mobility, it goes 40 kilometers per hour, which is pretty dang quick, judging that it weighs over 90 tons. So it's great at ramming. It's also got decent traverse speed at 33 degrees a second, which is still better than the WZ-113. I still never understand that. And not to mention, this thing has a chonker of an armor profile, 250 millimeters on the turret, and the upper plate is 160, meaning that, yeah, it's probably about 350 effective, and the lower plate, it's also about 250 effective, which means for most Tier 8, you gotta shoot premium the pennant. And for most Tier 10s, you can still bounce that lower plate. I've bounced it in vehicles like the WZ-113 with the little bit worse standard pen. This thing is a really, really troll tank, and it's a very good one at that. And well, in today's video, we're going to be seeing just what makes it so good with the 2 replays I have saved for you. Now, I only played three battles in the tank today. You can see that here. I played 3, that was it, and then I played the patent yesterday. The first game I played in it was still a victory, but it was like 2,500 damage, and why show 2,500 damage when you can show more than double that? Well, let's see how this first game goes in Dead Rail. Now, this is a good map for the 75 because it's got such good gun depression. I never knew that it had 8. I thought it was maybe like 7 or 6. But, man, now that this thing's got 8, it can pretty much work any ridgeline now that I think about it in the game, especially the hill on Dead Rail. Now, granted, the enemy team was quite stupid. In fact, you're going to see Deputy Doofus over here in the IS-6. Let's go see this IS-6's name. Columbus America. Yes, Captain America here is finding America. Here he goes. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum. I thought he was gonna stop, but nope, he just kept going. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Well, there's another 241 damage for me, I guess, and well, we're gonna shoot a premium, or not even a premium, just an AP right into the turret. There we go. We're already at 1,000 damage because of Inspector Dreyfus over here driving right over the hill. So now we're actually going to move on to targets that hopefully won't YOLO over the hill. But don't worry, that was not the first target that's going to YOLO. So that was a pretty nice shot there, where you're easily overmatching vehicles like the VK100. And wait until you see the accuracy on this thing. It's pretty dang impressive. It doesn't really miss. Now, at this moment, because I'm in a Tier 8 game, I'm pretty high up in standing. When you're in a Tier 9 heavy and you're up against Tier 8s, you obviously know that you've got a major advantage. It's even a better advantage than I find Tier 10 against Tier 9s, because Tier 9s have to be strong enough to fight Tier 10s. That's just how they have to be, because if they're not, they're really going to suck. So usually they have not as good armor or not as good aspects in one area, but their guns are all usually able to fight Tier 10s, making them extremely strong. That's a good example for the Sen 7-1, the 75, vehicles like the Object 704. But Tier 8s are not really meant to fight Tier 9s. If you ever look at Tier 8s, yeah, sure, some of them have decent pen, but other ones don't really have armor that hold up against a vehicle like this. They don't have pen that hold up against an E75. So when you're in a Tier 8 battle, man, does this thing really beast well. But here we go. We've got now... what's this guy's name? It's Mr. Postman. Oh boy, Mr. Postman is now coming over the hill, giving me a little bit more love. I really don't know what to say, but we're already sitting at 3,500 damage, which is pretty dang good. So I'm just going to continue racking up that damage. There you go, almost 4K now, and I'm thinking, oh baby, we're going to get a beautiful ram here. 40 kilometers per hour, and 331, and we literally lost nothing. That's is what the 75 is good at. So that guy's obviously not liking life anymore. He's down a lot of health. We're sitting at 4,700 damage now. I really wanted to get a shot into this VK. I was kind of bummed when it didn't, but well, you don't always get them out. Here we go, aiming and yeet. It was actually very close. To be honest, it was way closer than I thought it was going to be. Just sadly, didn't end up hitting the guy in the long run. But that's not going to stop me from shooting this T-50-41. Is he going to poke? That is the question. Here he goes, and yeet! Perfect snap right into the side of his tank. That really shouldn't have hit, but you know what? I will take it. Now 5,170 damage here. As I said in the beginning, more than double. 2,500. And this game looked like a walk in the park. And you know what? It was a walk in the park. This was literally the easiest game I've ever played. I literally just shot, and we won. There you go. Another nice shot. 5,660 damage now. Gonna plop on my adrenaline. Actually, I didn't even know I had my adrenaline back at this point, but thankfully you can put it on whenever, and it still takes off that reload, and boop! There you go. The HE really low rolled there. That was a massive low roll. Even though that guy had Spall, my average is 600, and it's like 560 then, or 550 without that. So, man, mine must have literally done the lowest roll. But nonetheless, that was 6,056 damage and a mastery in the E75. We got over 17,000 experience. Granted, I did have ×5 boosters. That's pretty strong. In fact, that is ridiculously strong. We did over half of the entire team's damage in one tank. That is crazy. So, yeah, E75, strong tank. Now, the second game I played here wasn't anything ridiculous. It was against tier 9s, but it was just another decent battle to show you guys, just so you have another battle to at least understand that it's not a bad tank. So, yeah, I pulled out 2 games. But honestly, the first game should have really illustrated how strong this vehicle is, because woo, that was pretty strong. So, here we are, the second game now in the E75. We're going to see how it can perform on a weird map. Now, this is a map I've liked and disliked. If I'm in a haul-down vehicle, it's great. You know, a vehicle like the 5A, I'm like, oh, thank God. But if I'm on a vehicle that doesn't really have great armor, I'm like, ah, God, I hate this map. It's not my favorite, because it's a very one-sided map for certain tanks. You know, if an E5's on the other team and you have a mouse on yours, you're kind of screwed and you just lose, because E5 can sit hull down and the mouse can't. So that's something that I never liked on this map, but there you go. Beautiful shot into the turret of that E4 actually looked like, because I didn't have enough gun depression to shoot his hull, so I had to kind of whip that shell. But already you can see that great alpha coming into play. I love the alpha. Like, you're going to see 2 shells from this tank, and we're at 1,021 damage. And, like, sure, I am getting high rolls, but still, that's crazy damage. Even without high rolls, I'd still be sitting at over 900 damage. I'm going to shoot an HE at the side of this guy. Sadly, didn't finish him off, but my Type 61 snaps him in and finishes off the target. Here we are looking at the IS-6 now. We got the Emil. Ooh, but we got a Hori pulling around the corner. Eee. We all know I do not want to get penned or deal with a Hori later in the battle. Those things are super deadly. Now, me not completely looking at my targets here did get shot in the side of the turret, but that is one of the disadvantages of this vehicle. It is a very, very large tank, and when you're in such a large vehicle, you got to worry about, of course, sticking out your turret or weak spots that you normally wouldn't when I'm in a hold-down tank. This thing's a lot taller than my average heavy, but nonetheless, there's another nice tap into the IS-3. With that, we broke the 2,000 damage barrier, and there's still plenty of damage left on the battlefield. I didn't even know they had a T-92-1. I'm just going to point that out. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, I did not. There you go, another nice tap. Wait, was that 246? Or yeah, I think that was 446 in a row there. I might be losing my mind, but I swear the other roll was 446. Here we go. Now we got the Emil. HE all day, every day. 8. There you go. 626. That broke us the 3,000 damage barrier. Maybe we can even give him a little bit of ramming. There you go. 133. And with that, we're going to get our final shell into the IS-3. I was a bit of a damage whore here, but you know what? I'm always going for that damage. And with that, 3,770. Let's retry that. 3,757 damage. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Well, it's actually not. I woke up late because I stayed up very late last night. So it's early in the morning, respectively, for me. So my brain is not really acclimated yet to the environment. But nonetheless, we did pretty good. That was a pretty solid game. Just as good as the last game and just as easy. So this is the E75, an extremely strong tank, one of the best grinds to go down currently. The Tiger 2 is great to grind. The Tiger is great to grind. And literally the VK36 is great to grind. This might be the best line to grind in the game, honestly. Maybe the tier 5's bad, but who cares about the tier 5? Yeah, this is just a fantastic line. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. Please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.